Hey guys, Snowta here. Welcome back to another video. So the other day I was on YouTube and a Twitch clip came across my recommended feed and it was of Tyler1 talking to Shroud about Season 11. So let's watch it quick to give some context and then I'll give you my response.
Tyler, can you teach me League?
Shroud, buddy, how old are you now, man? Honestly, 35. Listen, bud. You do not listen. League changed everything this season, and honestly, I don't even know League, and I hate the game. So no, I will not teach you.
Okay.
It is terrible. They've ruined it. If you would have asked me a couple months last month, I would have said, sure, buddy, let's learn it.
Now, there are a couple of ways that Tyler might have meant this. The first is that Tyler's persona is to act like a cynical guy because that's just who he is, and that's one of the reasons he is so popular. Optimism is not a trait that got him success. However, I do think that this is overblown. Simply put, Tyler is addicted to this game, and even after these major changes, I really don't think he's going to go anywhere. Another way that he could have meant this statement was that he could not possibly teach Shroud how to play during so much change that's happening in the game, because he barely understands the game himself right now. And the last possible explanation is that he is actually frustrated and fed up with Riot with the changes they made. And he's not the only one who feels this way. I've had a lot of comments on my recent videos of people just complaining and hating or complaining about Season 11. Now, I'm going to address his statement as though this is the way that he said it, that he actually is just fed up with Riot and he's not happy with these balance changes. He isn't faking it or making a dramatic opinion, and I want to respond by talking about the three major reasons why change is so good for this game's health and why massive overhauls may be uncomfortable at first, but are almost always positive in the long run. We're going to talk about why change is the goal, the importance of optimization and maintenance, and at the end we'll discuss League's longevity, how long it has been around, and how much it has thrived over the last 11 years. The vitality of this game has been so good for so long that people, I think, just take it for granted at this point. And I will also mention a couple of the downsides to the changes that have been made, but we'll get into that at the end. But before we get into that, we have a word from our sponsor. Hey guys, I am the sponsor of today's video, and I want to point out that we have a couple of merch items available on Teespring. You can get there through a link in the description. There's also a little box under the description that shows them. We've got a long sleeve, we've got a hoodie, we've got a t-shirt with just a simple Snowta logo on it.
I pay for the memories I'm making. I've been going places, I've been shaking hands for a chance to really make it. This life is so abrasive, swag almost caving. All this shit.
So if you guys want to cop one of these pieces of clothing, you can go down there and do it. Also, we're giving away a limited amount of these 20K sweatshirts and long sleeves. So if you want them, you better go get them now, because once we hit 20K, we are getting rid of those forever. None will ever be made again. They are limited edition, kind of like day one shirts. All right, let's get back into the video. Change is the goal. Riot has stated before that the goal for their constant patches and changes is not to get the game to a perfect state, but to keep it fresh and constantly evolving to keep the attention of players and attract new ones. Whether you agree with this philosophy or not is up to you, but would you rather have one of your favorite games be changed and updated, or have to buy yearly installments like Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed? I will definitely take League of Legends and the way that they've changed this game over those any day. Give me those yearly changes that allow me to learn and master different aspects of the game. On Riot's path to changing this game, they've stumbled upon a lot of great things that they've added. The way that they changed dragons over the past couple of seasons has been amazing. It went from way back and early in the game to just offering gold, to offering certain stats, to offering certain things that would build later in the game, to like an elder dragon or different statistics and percentages. And now we get these infernal souls, which dramatically change the way that we play this game. Whether you like the emphasis on the soul dragons is up to you, but I do think that it's healthy and a good way for them to kind of balance the way that the macro plays in this game. They've also been updating champions that have just gotten lost in the dust when they've added so many new ones and the game has been out for so long. Items change, champions change, metas change, and sometimes these older champions just get left in the dust, and they update them and they change them and they rework them so that they work in the current meta. So if you had an old Mordekaiser or old Urgot main that kind of just felt like they were getting forgotten, they revitalized and resurrected those champions so they can now be a part of the meta and in the competitive scene. It allowed more players to be included into this social network that is this game. I'm about to talk about a couple of different things that they have changed in my next point. All of the great things that have come over the past 10 seasons is due to Riot trying to constantly innovate and change this game. Now, I am not frustrated frustrated with the constant changes because I usually think that they're great after the first couple of months. If you take the changes to Rift Herald or Dragon, for example, a lot of people thought that they were unnecessary and didn't really like them, but now they are integral parts of the game that people would likely not be able to play the game without. It would feel like the game was missing something. The reality is that Riot is doing a very good job at filling out and updating this game, and that brings us to point number 2, and that is the importance of optimization and improvement. Not just change for the sake of change, but to optimize and fix parts that are outdated and broken. Along Riot's quest to change and evolve this game, they've done some really good things to fix and update different parts. Along with champions, they've changed neutral monsters, they've changed the jungle, they've changed towers, they've done so much to items and the way the game just plays. And these aren't just changes for the sake of change, but their optimization, their improvement. They're doing the necessary maintenance to keep a long and pretty much old game thriving in the current meta. Even outside of the game, the way that they've handled the new user experience is amazing. I recently started another account so that I could play with one of my friends who was just getting into it, and wow, they have changed so much with how new players interact with this game. There's now pretty much like a pipeline from when you start a new account to where you end up, and it's just an amazing experience. I was super proud of the way that Riot had handled this. Also, if you look at other things they've changed, like role select, bans, updated champ select, and in season 11 they're going to be taking out mid-division promotional games, and I know people are super excited about that. If you want the old game the way it was 5 to 6 years ago, then I'm sorry, you're not going to get that back. But I promise you that most of the things that they've added and changed have been for the good of this game. They've made it more enjoyable. They've fixed a lot of the things people complain about. I don't think a lot of people realize what they've gotten when they've been complaining to Riot. Riot has done a good job of listening to the community and adding and fixing things that need to be changed, but we as a community have found new things to be negative about. If Riot wants to keep this game alive, which they're doing a really good job with, by the way, then they need to continue to optimize, improve, maintain this game, and sometimes it takes an overhaul like the items. This brings us to our last quick point, which is League's longevity. I've been playing League for over 6 years, and I thought I got in kind of late. This game has been going strong for almost 11 years, and that is because it is a great game, but also because the dev team has done an amazing job with updating and maintaining this game through many design and gameplay iterations to keep the game fresh and new. And these changes, along with a great competitive scene, have allowed this game to survive for as long as it has. For a couple of years, I was always wondering when League of Legends was going to die, and we've seen it go through kind of some dry spells, but also some super amazing parts where the game is just super popular, so many new people want to come try it, and I really don't think that League is going to die anytime soon. I think with the way that Riot has become a multi-billion-dollar business and how much money they put into maintaining this game, I really think that they're going to keep this game going for 10, 20 more years, and it's going to be that pinnacle game that can be played on almost any computer. The competitive scene is going to be thriving for another 10 years. We are seeing many other game developers try to copy League's recipe so they can make a long, durable esport and game that can make a ton of money as well. Now, there is one downside that I did want to mention about the preseason changes. During this offseason, one of their main goals was to organize items for different classes of champions, but something that's happening, and I think is a pretty big downside to these changes, is that we are going to see champions get left behind. There are over 150 champions in this game, and trying to boil them down to 6 or 7 classes and make only 3 mythic items for each of those classes is definitely going to leave the more unique champions out. And it's going to be really hard because I don't see them adding new items. I don't see them changing the system for a long time. If they've done this big of an overhaul, it probably means it's here to stay for many seasons to come, which means that we might not see a couple of champions for a very long time. Now, on the positive side, it's brought up some great champions that haven't been seen a lot. I've seen a lot of Urgot Jungle. I've seen a lot of Amumu. Some of these champions and new roles and new playstyles is just kind of a breath of fresh air, and I'm so thankful for it. Plus, I cannot get over the changes to the item shop. I'm so thankful that they overhauled that. That needed to happen, and I'm glad they finally did. Hey guys, editor Snowta here, and I just stumbled upon another clip of Tyler1 explaining how he does feel about League of Legends right now. So I thought to kind of cap the video, we would end with this.
Hey, I'm new here. Why do you play LOL if you still hate it? But that was that guy's first message ever. Hey, I'm new here. Why you still play LOL if you say you hate it? Listen, I don't hate the game itself. I hate the people that play it and the balance. I like League.
But guys, let me know what you think in the comments section below. This is an opinion video, so I want to hear what you guys think about as well. We're not going to agree on everything, and that's great. And so I want to hear what you guys have to say, good or bad, about the changes and what you think about Tyler1 and what he thinks about this as well. So go ahead and leave it in the comment section below. And as always, this has been Snowta. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.